Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today we're going to be talking about Planetside 2. I'm going to be starting up a new series called Planetside 2 Mailbox, where you guys can submit your questions about this upcoming amazing title. Since it's only a couple weeks away from releasing to the public, right now it's just an open beta, I wanted to make this series so we could talk about the game if you guys have any questions, or if you have an idea that you think would be amazing for the title. You guys can let me know by sending me a YouTube message, or just by leaving a comment down below, and then in a video format like today I will be answering those questions and giving my thoughts on them. So technically this is the first episode for this series. I already asked you guys to send in some questions, and one of the questions a lot of you had was, what was the distinction between the three factions? So I kind of wanted to take the time just for the start of the video to kind of give you guys an overview of the Vanu Sovereignty, the Terran Republic, and the New Conglomerate. So for the New Conglomerate, in general, it's going to be your harder hitting, slower moving, and firing faction. A lot of their weapons are going to pack a punch, but they just don't have as a high rate of fire as the other factions out there. And this is very true for their vehicles. Their main battle tank, the Vanguard, hits like a truck as long as you're able to line up the shot, but it's going to fire a lot slower and move a lot slower than the other vehicles out there. That's also kind of true for their Reaver, which is their main air vehicle. It's not as fast as the other factions, it doesn't fire as quickly as well, but if you are able to line up a shot, it's going to dish some serious damage. As for the Terran Republic, they are pretty much the complete opposite of the New Conglomerate. Their weapons fire a lot faster, they don't hit as hard, but their vehicles also move around a lot faster as well. And this is a good example of this is their main battle tank, which is the Prowler. It has two main cannons on it, so you're going to be able to fire two shots off consecutively before you have to reload, so it fires a lot faster than the Vanguard. It's going to be able to move a lot faster as well, but you're not going to be hitting as hard with it. As for their air vehicle, which is the Mosquito, that thing, I believe it's the fastest vehicle in the game. I could be wrong, but it moves extremely quickly, but it doesn't have a lot of armor, so it's going to be taken down very fast as well, and it shoots very fast, but doesn't hit as hard as the Reaver. And finally, we have the Vanu Sovereignty, which is the one that I really enjoy playing. They're kind of in the middle of the road of the other two factions, so you're not going to be able to hit as hard as the New Conglomerate, but your weapons aren't going to fire as fast as the Terran Republic. But don't think that that makes them mediocre or average by any means, because they are the most advanced race or civilization, whatever you want to call them, faction in Planetside 2, and this technology can give them a very unique advantage on the battlefield. A really good example of this is their main battle tank, the Mag Rider. The Mag Rider has the ability to hover, which on its own accord is amazing and a very unique aspect of it, but this gives you some very interesting tactical advantages. When you're going against an enemy tank, you have the ability to strafe back and forth, which makes it a lot harder for them to predict your movement, and it makes it a lot easier for you to dodge enemy fire, not only against enemy tanks, but also enemy infantry units. So that's one great thing about the Mag Rider. Another unique ability of the Mag Rider is that it has a sprint ability, which allows you to close the distance on your enemy or just get out of a sticky situation. So that's just one example of the technologies for the Vanu. Another great thing is that a lot of their weapons, not all of their weapons, but a lot of their weapons use laser beam technology, so you're not going to have to deal with bullet drop. So if you played the Battlefield franchise, you'll know that bullet drop can make killing targets kind of annoying, but for the Vanu, that's not the case. You still are going to have to compensate for bullet travel time, but bullet drop for those particular weapons is a non-issue. So really, those are the main differences between the three different factions. Granted, once you actually start to unlock a lot of the different ways to customize your loadouts and all that kind of stuff, you're going to be able to tailor your playstyle. So don't think that if you're playing as a New Conglomerate, you're not going to be able to use a high rate of fire weapon, and don't think that when you're playing as the Terran Republic, they're not going to have any hard-hitting weapons at their disposal. They're giving you a lot of options to customize your character in Planetside 2, but just in general, those are the differences in the classes and what you can expect when you choose them. The next question for today is, I know that this is a free-to-play game, but is that just for the beta, or when the game is finalized, will it be free-to-play? I think even if this was a game to buy, that I would still get it because it looks awesome, and the fact that you can play with thousands of people in one game that never ends is just epic. Yeah, I agree with you. This game is quite epic, and the fact that there's just going to be hundreds and hundreds of people on one battlefield is an amazing aspect of it. And no, this game is going to be free to play when the game is released. It's going to have microtransactions. That's the way that the developers and Sony is going to actually get money from it. And the way it's going to work is basically you're going to be able to buy or use your money to buy, weapons and side grades and stuff like that. They're not going to allow you to buy aspects or parts of the game that will give your character an advantage over, other ones out there. So arguably, it's kind of like the League of Legends model. A lot of you guys have probably played that game, or if you haven't, you've heard of it. And in that game, you can buy different champions with your hard-earned cash, but you can't buy upgrades for those champions to give you an advantage over everyone else. And that's going to be the same thing for Planetside 2. You're going to be able to buy skins, different weapons, and side grades. If you want to get like better upgrades, like you want to make your mag rider go up hills faster, or you want to maybe give your medic a faster healing medic weapon, then you're going to actually have to play the game and get those upgrades by actually investing time in the game. You're not going to be able to buy power in Planetside 2, and I think that's an amazing aspect of the game, and I'm glad that they're going down that route. So the final question for today is along those same lines, and it is, can you give us the basics on getting new weapons / upgrading your weapons? So as I mentioned before, if you do want to spend money, your real money in Planetside 2, you have the option to purchase weapons with it. But let's say you don't want to go down that route, and you just want to play Planetside 2, and you don't want to spend a cent on it, you just want to play with your friends every once in a while and get your enjoyment that way, which is what a lot of people do with League of Legends and other free-to-play models. So if you want to go down that route, and you want to kind of do the grind, the way you can unlock new weapons and upgrade your weapons is with cert points or certification points. The way you obtain these is by basically playing the game and getting experience. Every time you kill someone, every time you revive your ally, every time you give ammo to someone, you get a little bit of experience. And as that experience kind of rolls in, the more and more you get, not only the higher rank you get, but the more certification points you get, and you can use those to purchase new weapons. And this is also the way that you can purchase upgrades for your soldier as well. If you want to have your medic gun heal a little bit faster, you can put certification points into a cert slot for that upgrade. Or if you wanted to have your soldier run a little bit faster or sprint a little bit faster, you can do that as well with cert points. But that's also true for weapon upgrades. I'm not sure if you can spend real money to make your weapons better. That might be classified under buying power, so I'm not sure if that's the route they're going to be going under. Since they haven't really released a lot of information about the payment structure or how using real money is going to affect the game completely, we don't know the exact details as of right now. I don't think that's the route they're going to be going, so if you do want to purchase weapons, you can do that with in-game or real money, but if you would like to upgrade it, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you're probably going to have to play the game and get cert points for them. But yeah, guys, those are all the questions I'm going to be answering for today. If you would like me to answer one of your own questions, you can do so by leaving a comment down below or sending me a YouTube message, whichever you're most comfortable with. But if you guys enjoyed today's video or just want to support my channel, always appreciate it when you give my videos a rating, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more. But until next time, guys, have a good one and take it easy.